Hello everyone, Darkbringer here, doing another discussion video today for you guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I actually did one like a couple weeks ago actually, just for you guys before the event was supposed to happen for the device, but the event ended up being pushed back, and sure enough, here we are doing another discussion video. Just an update on, maybe what has happened since then. We've had new information come out, so things obviously have changed, and also my opinion on things have changed as well. So I'm just going to do a quick little discussion. I haven't really been making any crazy content for you guys in terms of my thematic videos, which is what I was initially discovered for, or what I'm sure a lot of you guys have come across to my channel for. But I've just been a little burned out on ideas, just because this season has been dragged out quite a bit, and there's been only so many ways I can attack the agency and break in for you guys without it feeling the same over and over again. So hopefully we have some new content. I'm sure we will, and that'll make this YouTube channel feel a lot more fresh. I'm gonna have new thematic videos for you guys revolving around the new season. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and break down my predictions for what's going to occur. And in terms of what's going to occur, we already know that Midas is, he's creating the device. The device is created. He's been powering it up, and we do not know if the device is going to successfully go off or if it's going to not go off successfully. So that's up for debate. My predictions, personally, I know we've seen leaks and we've seen the footage of the agency blown up, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. That could mean that somebody attacked the agency in the middle of the device going off, and in the attack the agency was destroyed, but that doesn't mean the device was destroyed. So there's that. My personal belief is that the device will in fact go off. I think it'll go off successfully. Midas will have his device go off, but not as planned. I don't think it's going to do exactly what Midas wants it to do. I do think in some way, in the midst of everything, we're going to have Cyclo be created by his device. They're very reminiscent of one another. Cyclo, he has like this thunderous effect, and he also has the appearance of the storm, just like the device does. If you go to the Midas area section inside the menu area, you can see in the background the device, and they look very similar. And I think Cyclo, in the midst of all this, will in fact be created. Now, after Cyclo is created, I think the device is going to go off. It's going to strike the dam in some form or fashion. I don't think it's going to completely destroy the dam. I think a portion of the dam will be destroyed, and it'll gradually crack throughout the next season, completely flooding the map eventually. So I think at first, initially, we're going to have a light flood. I think the map that we're currently operating on is going to have a light blanket over it. Essentially, we're going to have a blanket of water all across the map. Now, it's not going to be deep. We're not going to be submerged underwater. It's not going to be some submarine season. It's still going to be above ground for the most part. And I think the map is going to be broken down into sections and islands. We're going to have several islands all throughout the map. Because if you notice, this map is very mountainous. It's a very mountainous map. So we're obviously going to have several locations where we're going to have little island areas. Now, I'm going to talk a little more on the island area, but I'm going to go back to the Midas point. So Midas's device is going to go off. It's going to hit the dam. Now, I think in the midst of all this, somebody is going to come along and try to disrupt it and redirect it towards the dam, and that's what's going to cause it to strike the dam. I don't think the device is not going to go off successfully, by no means. Now, I think in terms of who's going to disrupt this, it's only two people in my opinion. It's going to be either Chaos Agent, which is one of the more unlikely ones in my opinion, or it's going to be one of the 7, which is more likely in my opinion. I think personally we're going to be introduced somebody from the 7, a new one. I doubt that we're going to have an old 7 member appear. I don't think we're going to have the Visitor, and I don't think we're going to have Paradigm or the other one. I believe his name's the Scientist. I think we're going to have somebody new entirely, and in terms of who it's going to be, I have no clue, to be honest with you guys. But it just makes sense to have a new visitor, or not visitor, rather a new member of the 7 appear. It's been a while now since we've had somebody introduced, and so far we only have 3, and there's been 4 yet to be revealed. So it makes sense to go ahead and reveal one more this time around for this upcoming season, which makes sense. And it would make more sense too to have him in the season pass when they get revealed as a season skin of some sort. I really hope it's not another item shop skin like they did with the past 2, I believe. I would just prefer it to be a season skin like it was the visitor. And now the other option it could be back to Chaos Agent, which is my unlikely one. The reason I think it's unlikely that it's Chaos Agent, but it's not out of the cards, is because Chaos Agent and Ghost have been going back and forth, right? And the agency is currently under, under command of the Ghost, which is what Midas is right now. So that is the only reason I could see Chaos Agent attacking the agency. He's going to want control over the agency. He's going to want that device. Now, in terms of him directly attacking the agency, I doubt it. Just because Chaos Agent seems to be a very, very smart villain. He doesn't really operate in a way where he's just out in the open. He's always been in the shadows, hence the name of his faction, Shadow. Makes sense. He's never going to be out there. It's going to be difficult to force the Chaos Agent out into the open. It seems like he's just going to always be in the background, hidden away. It's going to be very unlikely to have him pop up in the event. Now, as for his, people underneath him, his henchmen and whatnot, that's very possible. He could absolutely send an army after the agency. That's absolutely plausible. I just think it's unlikely. I think it's more likely going to be somebody from the 7 disrupting the thing. Now, what's interesting about this upcoming season, I don't think the faction thing is going to be going on much longer. I think after this season it's going to dwindle out quite a bit, just because, I'm sorry to say guys, but just looking at the factions between the 2, Shadow is clearly winning here. We do not have a lot of Ghost skins in the game aside from the ones that were introduced in the season pass, but even then they had Shadow counterparts, different selectable styles that made them Shadow, and we've had several Shadow skins in the item shop actually, which I can't say the same for Ghost. Ghost has, I can't even name a skin that was in the item shop that was strictly a Ghost skin. Every skin that you think of in the item shop, between the 2 factions, 90% of them were Shadow. I can't think, like I said, I can't think of a Ghost skin. I can think of a Shadow skin that had a Ghost option, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's strictly a Ghost skin. So I think Ghost is going to die out after this. Not necessarily die out, but I think they're going to be pushed back into a smaller organization, and Shadow's really going to take over on this one. I think this whole chapter, as a matter of fact, is going to be a very villainous chapter. I think this is going to be a battle of the evils, just because we do know that Chaos Agent is part of a set. If you look at his skin, he's part of the Final Reckoning set, and in that Final Reckoning set we actually have several other skins actually in that set that are also villains, and I do not think that they operate under Chaos Agent. I think they actually operate in their own little evil way. And just to name a couple, we do have Blacklight. He's that dark skin. He's wearing a purple mask. He seems to be glowing in the dark, it seems. Very evil looking skin. And then we also have the one that's a skeleton with a bunch of vines growing around her. I believe her name was Katrina. And then we also have Willow. Willow was that one that looked like a zombie. I think these skins entail the future of the chapter, as a matter of fact. I think eventually we're going to have a battle between these people from the Final Reckoning set, all together trying to garner, the most evil plots you could possibly see on a Fortnite map. They're going to really go at it. I think Chaos Agent, Willow, Katrina, and Blacklight are all going to go at it eventually. They're all going to want to have control over the new map. And there's going to be a lot of chaos going on with their names, and I think their names also entail the future, which makes sense. I wouldn't doubt it if we actually see some backstory on Katrina, hence her name Katrina after the hurricane. Makes sense. And then her vines and the skeleton thing, I think she's going to play some role in the flooding of the map. It's going to make sense for her, you know. And then Blacklight, who knows, Blacklight we might have a season eventually where, you know, the whole map is dark, like maybe they cover up the sun or something, who knows. And then Willow, you know, she's a zombie. Maybe we have like this whole thing with the undead. You never know. It's going to be very interesting to see, but these are my personal predictions on what's to come. And just with the flood of the map, which is, you know, almost certain at this point. You know, we do have a lot of leaks within the Fortnite community. That's a very common thing, but you know, half the time a lot of them are wrong. But I do think we are in fact going to have a significant flood across the map, which also could possibly introduce, you know, more tie-in characters like we did with Deadpool tying into the whole spy thing, you know, because he himself is kind of a spy, so they introduced him. It's a good collaboration. I really do appreciate that. So just being that it's going to be water this upcoming season, we might see Aquaman. I know we've seen some silly leaks around there of an Aquaman skin, you know, that's been confirmed to be fake, but I do believe that we will see some sort of DC collaboration with Aquaman, possibly. I don't think there's any reason to doubt that. I think it's something you should expect, actually. I would not be surprised if we do in fact have Aquaman. Just also we have tweets too from Epic Games, you know, asking the community what they think about introducing more superheroes into the thing, such as Aquaman, Batman, like they have been doing, and it makes sense to have another DC collaboration. So I would keep my eyes peeled for Aquaman next season for sure. And yeah, guys, I think that about wraps up my predictions for the upcoming season. I'm really hyped, honestly, guys. I'm really ready to make you guys some new, fresh content. I'm really tired of giving you guys the same old agency shark content. I'm ready to really blow your guys' minds with some new, funny, cool stuff. So that's definitely to be expected. And if you guys like the video, don't forget to like. If you like what I do, you know, if you like my content, consider subscribing. I'm going to be making a bunch of, you know, more cool content for you guys this upcoming season, so stay tuned for that. If you guys have any comments, you guys have anything you want to discuss with me, or you have your own opinions, I'm really down to hear all of them. I love to have discussions with you guys in the comment section, so leave comments. I'm going to get to all of your guys' comments. I'll try to reply to every single one. You know, if it's something you disagree with in my video, I'm down to hear it. If something you agree with or something you want to elaborate on, I'm ready to have a discussion with you guys. And yeah, guys, I'm out.